I'm good to go. You need an opening statement? So is that why you guys are looking at me like that? Well, obviously you're always like to have teaching moments from wins rather than losses. And I thought that our guys did some very good things tonight. We talked a lot in between getting back from Canada and tonight about sharing the basketball and trusting your teammates and being a good basketball team. We have good individual talent, but as I've said from the day I arrived here at this university, the best team usually wins. And tonight, I thought they trusted one another. I thought they shared the basketball for probably, 95% of the possessions. I thought we shared the basketball, and that helped us to get better quality shots at the end of the day. So my message to them was I'm proud of them for buying in to their teammates and to what the coaching staff has talked about and preached all week, and we need to continue it, obviously.
I guess start out with Christian's big night. 22 points for him, really a huge lift off the bench for you. He was that guy tonight. Yeah,
I mean, guys, I'll say this. We have more than 5 starters on this team. I don't – is Christian a starter in a week? Darn, it could be a good possibility. Is he a starter in 2 weeks? I don't know. But my point being is that we have enough guys on this team where there's no real drop-off between maybe 1 and 8 or 9. And so – as I've said many times, I'd rather play at the end of the game than at the beginning of the game, because who cares who starts? You want to be on the floor at the end when it's time to win and when it matters. But Christian did a great job tonight, and give him credit. He spent time in the gym and he keeps working on his game, and he keeps his confidence up, and tonight it paid off.
One of the might get lost in the stat sheet, Bob. He had it was 5 for 5 from the field, and then he also had the highest plus-minus for the three-way tie at 22. What is he bringing that efficiency-wise on the field?
Yeah, well, Baba doesn't usually take shots that he can't make. Occasionally, and he can make a three, but he doesn't shoot very many, right? He tries to get those things 5 feet and in, and that's where he's best. Baba does a really good job rebounding the basketball. For his minutes tonight, 18 minutes, and to have 9 rebounds is a very good rebounding rate. That's 1 every 2 minutes. So if he can continue to that, that's going to be a fantastic shot in the arm for our team.
Coach, your teams were 101 points today. What was the overall message during the timeout that allowed the team to keep the function and score those 100 points?
Just to continue to play the right way and to do their best, quite honestly. I didn't have any special message other than we have to be a better basketball team moving forward. Obviously, I called a couple timeouts in frustration with our lack of attention to detail defensively and our lack of effort to fight defensively, and we've got to fix those things. Luckily we were a little bit bigger, faster, and stronger than Campbellsville, but that won't be the case when you play Liberty on January 6th. They're going to have just as good of players, if not, or athletes just as good, if not better. We've got to play to be the best that we can be. Obviously the short term is you want to beat Campbellsville, but the long term is you've got to be moving towards getting to be our best team. And we took a step forward with that tonight.
Right, obviously the numbers are improved across the board pretty much from the last couple of games in Canada, but as you said, how do you continue that against the D1 competition going forward? There's no more NAIAs or D2s on the schedule.
Dang it. No, I'm kidding. I said this in radio a minute ago. When you move the basketball the way we did tonight, you're going to end up with an extra second or two to shoot your threes. So what I mean by that is if I drive the basketball and I pass it to the corner when they collapse on me and have 2 people on the ball, he's going to have extra time to shoot those threes. And when we have time and we're taking good shots, we're good three-point shooters. I know that our numbers are not great right now. I get it. I have our Division I stats. I went through our Canada stats. They keep me up at night. But I still maintain that when we'll play the right way and we'll share the basketball and we'll get it moving from side to side and person to person, you're going to get the defense in rotations. They're going to be behind, and that's just going to buy you extra time. And when you have extra time to shoot the basketball, you should have a higher percentage.
Yeah, would Wu be kind of an example of that tonight? Because he goes 3 for 3 to start out from three-point range. I think the rest of the team was like 3 for 15 at that point. But he hit his first 3 3-pointers, first 3 of the year. Was that just having that extra time for him, or is he just putting it in the floor?
Yeah, no, I thought he took, for sure on 2 of his first 3 shots, they were all in rhythm, and he had plenty of time. The one, I was kind of, whoa. But, he hit it, and he'd hit a couple, and then he hit the last one. So, I think step-in threes for all these guys are good shots. But when we shoot step-backs or we shoot contested shots, I mean, your numbers just plummet. Brandon Newman to Dante Allen to Tyrone Marshall, their numbers shooting wide open shots are very good. Their numbers shooting contested shots are not great. But that's not any different for Steph Curry or whoever you want to use in the NBA as well. I mean, it's not rocket science. Shoot open shots and you're going to shoot a higher percentage.
Steve, what are your thoughts about playing Eastern on Sunday? It's a traditional rival, in-state. What do you know about that?
Well, I know that AW is a good basketball coach. I know that they have 5 starters returning, and it's a heck of a game for this university and their university. The state of Kentucky will be watching. It's very similar to playing Murray State, right? So I know that there's a lot of fans in Bowling Green who obviously will have an interest in this game, and hopefully those guys will all come out Sunday afternoon and support us. But I'm excited to play them. I'd be more excited if we beat them. You know what I mean? So I think that tonight was a step forward towards getting ready to play them.
Switching to the defensive side of the ball, the last 5 minutes of the first half, you guys really held them scoreless. What did you see at the end of that first half from your team out there?
Well, I mean, obviously around the 8-minute mark, I called a timeout, and I got after him pretty good about our defense. I think from that timeout on, excuse me, we went on a 28-5 run. And what I told them at halftime is that shows you what you're capable of, right? So what you're capable of and what you always do is not the same. And we've got to figure out a way to be at our best so that we realize our full potential for 40 minutes. It can't be for 32 minutes or 28 minutes or 48 minutes or 38 minutes. It has to be for 40 minutes.
Several times tonight, too, I thought you saw something you didn't like from one of your players, whether it be a shot or something else, and they immediately came off the floor. Is that something that you consistently do, or have you ever thought about just, letting them play through it, or is it always you're going to take them out and correct that?
It depends on what the mistake is. I mean, that's a valid question. When the mistake is effort-related or the mistake is selfish on offense, you're usually gonna anger me enough that I'm gonna pull you out, just to be very frank. And I'm not saying that every time I yank those guys out. Like I pulled Tyrone out the one time because he drove the ball and he tried to go through 3 people, right? Well, you've got a guy in the corner wide open, you've got a guy on the wing wide open. And Tyrone, to his credit, man, he passes the ball, he shares the ball, he's a good teammate. But in that instance, we didn't make a great decision. And so that's what I just told him as I pulled him off the floor. I said, Tyrone, you've been fantastic, but that possession was not a great possession. And he's like, Coach, man, I do it all the time. I'm like, yes, you do, but that possession you didn't. So I was really, and I'm going to continue this, to send a message to our team that we have to share the basketball. When you draw 2 and 3 people on you, you've got to move the ball to the next person so that they can have a wide open shot.
To tag along with that, there was a bit of discrepancy in energy between the coaching staff and the players during that final sub where Jaylen Tyler got some floor time. When Tyler took that second shot, it seemed like there was a little bit of frustration that he was just trying to get some quality points. I think I heard somebody on the coaching staff maybe shoot out no more. Do Can you speak on?
I can't. I miss that.
Yeah, it could have been-
I miss that. Usually when Fluff and JD get in the game, they're allowed to shoot the basketball. So I miss that. I don't know. I don't know.
Can you give me an update on Salou? Tonight?
Man, guys, I don't have an update. I'm sorry. He had a knee injury yesterday in practice to the same knee that he's hurt before. He saw our doctors today. He had an MRI today, but I have not been told yet.
Okay. Between him and BJ, who just came in right at the end of this game, it just seems like you're a little bit short on the front floor right now. Is that a concern at all going forward, short on the long term?
Well, I mean, no, it's not a concern at all. I think that we've got versatility with this team that we can play small if we need to. It actually might be a really fun way to play because we'll spread the floor out and we'll have guys that can shoot and drive. But no, I don't. I have faith in BJ. BJ's just got to keep working. You know, I mean, Rodney's done a good job. Baba's done a good job, and it's kind of like I said with the starters. You know, just because those 5 guys start doesn't mean that that's the 5 starters for the rest of the year, and that doesn't mean that BJ won't play. But you just got to keep working.
Earlier in the season, you talked about how some of the transfers and the new guys, you know, we don't know how Rodney Howard's going to play in Conference USA, and while we still don't know how they're going to play against Conference USA opponents, we have a little bit of intel of how they play in a WKU uniform. What's the expectation going into in-conference games with some of the new guys? Obviously, this is their first time playing in this conference, but still playing these out-of-conference teams. They can hold their own with this team. Is there a high expectation for them going into inter-conference games?
Of course, yeah. I mean, the expectations haven't changed, and they'll continue to rise, right? As you show that you can do more, the expectations rise. It's just kind of, you know, college athletics and sports. Yeah, certainly.
I guess it was good to see Donte heat up a little bit too in this game. He's struggled a little bit here as of late, but is confidence a big thing with him any more than any other player? I mean, he is, you know, kind of a deep threat to you guys when he's on.
Yeah, no, I don't think Donte has shaken confidence by any means. I don't think Brandon did. I don't think Christian did. Obviously, all 3 of those guys came in shooting under 20% in this game, and you saw that they let them fly, you know, and they made a few. So, no, Donte continues to work. You know, he continues to study. He continues to try. And the law of averages will even out for him. He's too good a shooter for them not to. But we're going to help him when we drive the ball and we get 2 people on us and he's standing in that corner wide open. It's just like Murray State. He hit that big one at the end of the game right in front of our bench because they drove it and they kicked it. And he's capable of hitting those, you know, at a rate of 60%. You know, he'll do it. Guys have faith in him.
One more question.
Don's points numbers are down, but I thought distributed ball a little bit better tonight for you too. So he his numbers up. And,
Yeah.
check that, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Don's going to score the basketball, guys. I don't worry about that at all. You know, he went 2 of 7, but Don's, you know, naturally a scorer. And he's taking care of the basketball, and he's trying to run the team and trying to do all of those things. So last time I checked, he was our leading scorer in Canada. So let's not worry about Campbellsville and his offensive production. He's proven, obviously, throughout the course that he can put the ball in the basket for us. All right, thanks, guys.